What a penultimate episode of the season 3 season we've just had there with Power Book 2 Ghost, and it is season 3, episode 9 review. Holy moly, our last gift in video, and I feel like it delivered here. I feel like season 3 got off really to a pretty slow start, but we've seriously picked up. But we begin the episode, we've got Kane, he wants Davis. Tariq wants Davis. Tariq's looking for information, but then these two bump into each other, get into a fist fight. Davis splits it up. Tariq points out that Saxe's paperwork had a report of Kevin Whitman's investigation, so that's not looking good. His report about the Mecca incident as well, which Tariq then takes back to his dorm room, which will be a pretty idiotic manoeuvre. Tate then asks Tariq questions about his Weston's got anything dodgy going on. Those are a Ponzi scheme, but Tariq denies it. But then Tate manages to open an investigation into it, which puts Weston, all their assets are frozen, all their money's frozen, and Lucas is essentially on the run. And Hayden has got a hard question of, are you going to kill your uncle? Tariq's like, you always live half in, half out. You gotta fucking do this, man. Yeah, then everyone, Jenny and Co, Blanca Rodriguez, they get the phone call. Saxe is dead, go down to the morgue. Jenny's quite sad. And yeah, you know what? I think it is a quite sad moment because at this stage of the game, Saxe, Power OG character, and there was actually quite a lot of Power OG characters have returned this episode. I'll let you know that for free. An insane amount, that is for sure. Kane tells Braden about this, he run him over, and then, yeah, he's in hospital for like 2 seconds. But then Lucas makes the phone call through to the task force and says he's willing to give up the people that were behind the Ponzi scheme and the drug operation that was running inside Weston Holdings. Once he said this, I knew Lucas was going to die, whether it be this episode or the next one. Then you've got his assistant saying, I'm not like you, Braden, I need to go. You've got white privilege. Come on. See this white privilege thing that keeps getting it's a wealth thing. I'm sick of this rhetoric, man. White privilege that, white privilege this is a joke. Then Frank's wife, I can't actually remember her name. Evelyn, is it? I think it is Evelyn. Turns up, basically threatens Monet, and then Monet tells Drew and Kane that you're probably gonna have to wipe out the crew. You're gonna have to wipe them out. Frank's family, and they gas them. But before she passes away, she tells Drew that Monet's the one responsible, and then obviously they're able to put that together with Lorenzo's whereabouts and Tariq's reports, and also Saxe sent out a bunch of letters this episode. He sent one to Monet claiming that Tariq was a rat and he's working for the feds. Obviously, he's doing that to get Tariq killed because even from the grave, Saxe is laying the smackdown. But I actually agree with this move because I think Saxe is such an influential character across the universe that, and that's the Power universe, by the way, not the globe, not the world, that it makes sense to have him like have a reach from the grave. So yeah, he sent letters out to her. He sent a letter to 2-Bit, who returned out of nowhere. I was absolutely shocked about seeing 2-Bit. We haven't seen him since season 1. So yeah, great to see 2-Bit in here. He also sent a letter to Jenny saying that he had feelings for her and she did too. But here, I'll try and affect these bastards for the grave sort of talk going on there. So, will it go according to plan? I don't know. Effie, will she go to jail? Not much really happened with her end in this episode, but, Kane's trying to pressurise her to flip on Tyreek, but she's not really doing that. So, we'll have to wait and see how that's going to go. Davis, basically gets confronted by Jenny, but they're kind of playing the blame game, aren't they? They're all kind of playing the blame game, pointing the blame at each other and all that good stuff. What else happened this episode? You've got Hayden, he manages to track down Lucas, he goes in. I didn't think he would kill his uncle. I didn't. But he pushes him. His uncle falls, he dies, so that's that problem dealt with. But by God, his dad also got arrested. So the Westons are like completely and utterly at this stage of the game falling apart. But what I think was shocking, was the actual gassing of that family. Like, Jesus Christ, like Kane and Drew, the Hadders are not to be messed with at this stage of the game. But then we get, towards the closing, you can. I've always said it about Power, right? You can say what you want about this show, but when it's getting to an important time in the timeline, or we're heading towards the end of a season, they deliver with their like episodes. They do like there's a noticeable step up in quality between like the final episodes of a season and say like the mid to start of a season. And then we get the scene where Kane, Drew, and Diana pretty much confront Monet, and it looks like it all ties are cut here. She's like, "You think you know all about your dad? Done heinous shit as well. He killed Seek. What about me? He also got the guaps to get you jumped through. You know, they've all did shady shit, but at the end of the day, I think Monet's the shadiest. You can say what you want about Lorenzo, but he's a straight shooter. And Monet got him, like, it was an accident. He didn't mean to kill Seek. But Monet will probably come out of this season, or this show, smelling the roses. But I think in the finale, I haven't watched episode 10 yet, and as soon as I finish it, I'm going to go watch it. I've got a feeling that someone from the Tejada family's going to die. It might be Monet, but I think they'll end up killing one of the children. But then maybe they'll all make it to the final season. I'm not too sure. But then what happens is Tyreek runs into Two-Bit. Two-Bit says he got a letter from that crooked lawyer motherfucker, and it's all about Saxe. And essentially what this is the whereabouts of Tasha. Right? But what I thought is it he gave it to Two-Bit, but it must be he sent another letter to Tommy Egan. But then he didn't send the letter to Tommy Egan because it was actually a text message from Monet Tejada. So, obviously in that letter that Sax sent Monet must have been the whereabouts of his Tasha, as leverage. So yeah, Two-Bit, he steals Tariq's car. I want to see Two-Bit either in the final season of Power Book 2 or in Force. Because I think Two-Bit's a pretty good character. Tariq then shows up. He like reunites with Yasmin, but then out of nowhere, the blue Chevy. He likes his muscle cars, Tommy. It comes out of nowhere. He rides in. He drops the guards on the balcony. Big Mama leaves. She's like oblivious to all of this. And then he holds Tasha at gunpoint. It's like, holy shit, Tommy Egan's back. But where is this in the timeline? I get it. Someone did say to me to watch it like Power Book 2 Season 1, then Force Season 1, then Power Book 2 and Season 3 back to back. But what I would say is, like, what does this mean then? Like, I would like there to be reference to this appearance in Power Book 2 in the Season 2 premiere of Power Book 4, just to connect the timeline. But then Episode 1 of Season 2, I believe, is called Tommy's Back. I would just like it. I mean, it's part of the same universe, so you may as well connect it. But then also, when Season 1 of Force ended, you seen, like, Blanca Rodriguez and Medina talking about, like, this thing. So I'm intrigued to see how they're all going to overlap, because you can't just keep having characters jump back and forth if the timelines aren't completely connected. That is my opinion on that. But Tommy goes to kill Tasha. He's like, oh, don't worry, there's a silencer on it, which I thought was a pretty funny line. But then Tariq comes in. You're like, what's going to happen? Then the agent storms into the front door. Just Tommy drops him. Tariq then turns around to shoot Tommy, but then he gets knocked out from behind. And the only person that could have knocked Tariq out was Tasha, unless someone else entered the building, which I doubt. So yeah, and Tariq's obviously left with the cliffhanger of holy shit, what's going on? This Tommy took Tasha. Will Tommy be in the finale? I think he will be. Will Tasha die? I think it's time Tasha died. I mean, I think they've dragged it out the amount of times she's escaped death, especially for even Tommy alone. But yeah, guys, I thought they really delivered with this episode. I'll give it an 8. We only give halves on this channel. If one of us gives us like a 9 and I give an 8, for example. I think this does warrant an 8.5, but I don't think it's quite a 9, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10, guys. Till next time. Peace.